So the next thing you're going to do is determine your length for your J-channel and your molding. So again, you take your dimension from the top of your sill to the very top of the casing face. That's your length for your J-channel. Now the next measurement you're going to take is for your moldings. So you're going to go from the top of your sill to the bottom of the lock and add 3 inches. As soon as you get your molding in your J-channel, you take and snap your molding and your J-channel together. Once you're locked in, your J-channel should be able to slide back and forth. It's a little bit tight, but it'll slide back and forth. So you got your 2 units together, you lock it into your casing face. Slide it down to the top of your windowsill. Now you don't have to be locked all the way in. You just want it fairly straight. Take your carpenter's pencil, put it on edge on the top of the windowsill, make a scribe line. That gives you your even spacing or a nice scribe line so that once you cut this, your molding is going to sit real tight against the sill. Now in cutting these, you want your upper blade of your snipper to be on the top so that should the vinyl break, it's going to break out away from your good area. I get my first cut over there, flip it around back, cut the back side to bring that through. Then I just follow my line. Now when you get to this area, you want to angle up. If you were to leave this area too long, it'll hit the sill before your face of it, and you'll say, geez, how come I can't get that tight? It's because you left the back side too long. You also see how you have this is angled down towards the sill. You want to get clearance of this angle, because this will also, I'll put it on there just so you can see, that'll also kick you up off your sill. So once I make that angle cut in the back, this will sit down the way it's supposed to. Just like that. Now this should sit right down nice and flush. All right, after you do that, now you lock your casing in all the way up. Slide your J down till you hit the sill. We can nail it off. Again, angle up. Check out your angle, make sure you're looking good. Snap it in. Slide it down till your J hits the sill. Nail it off. Nailing procedure on this doesn't matter whether you start at the top, the bottom, the middle, wherever you want. Just get enough nails in there. And again, you're not driving your nails. You're letting this stuff expand and contract. I take a measurement from edge of the casing to edge of the casing on the edge of the molding on each side. I add 1 inch to that measurement. All right, so we're adding 1 inch edge to edge for your molding. Your J-channel is going to be edge to edge. Again, it's 37 3/4. Cut me a piece of J38. Now, while he's cutting that, I'm going to prepare the tops of the moldings for the J-channel and the moldings to be fastened in. To do that, I take a small piece, hook a piece of J-channel in it, slide the J-channel over. So now you take your carpenter square, butt it up to the edge of your molding. What you're marking is this area right here, this last curve area, and you want the bottom of your J-channel to have clearance to slide right through. I'll mark this side and I'll mark the other side. Your second mark is going to be at the very top of your molding, and you're going to draw that right across the casing face. Not a very clear line. Again, same place. Your first mark is going to be on your molding at the bottom of the J channel and the very top edge of this molding here. Being lined up with the bottom of the J channel and the top of the molding. All right? And it's basically to get clearance for your J channel to slide right through and connect with your side J channels. After you get your marks on, you take your molding, stick your finger right in there, grab it, and unlock it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut line at a very, very mild angle down for clearance for the J channel. At that point, once you've cut it back, now you can lock your molding back into your casing face. So after all is said and done, your J channel is going to be underneath here, locked into your other molding. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this other line, again, at a mild angle from the outside edge down so we don't get interference and I get a nice tight lock when I'm butting, when I set my top molding into my side molding. So I'm going to cut that off right now. Now, so I don't get interference from other stuff being up there, I take an angle down the back side of it. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, a very mild angle down. Outside edge being your most important because that's going to be the visible edge. Angle cut the back side down. So now we're ready to start installing our top J and our top molding. First thing we do is grab our J channel, all pre-cut to size. We lay that in right over the top. Just like that. Take our pencil. We're marking where the back side of your vertical J comes in line with the bottom of your top J. It's typical vinyl siding techniques for putting J channels around windows and door. It's so you can make a flap cut on your J channel so that they'll interlock and allow any water that gets in here to flow down. You make 2 pie cuts in it. I cut the face off so that does not interfere with the moldings once I put them on. Again, pie cut them. Cut your face off. Bend your tab over. Typical vinyl siding bend. Then I flatten them back out. I want to pre-bend it so I already have the vinyl to that shape. Because you overbend it to get it square. Bend it back. So now when you bend it down after installation, it'll stay in place as opposed to popping back at you. All right, so you got your J channel all pre-cut, ready to go. You put that to one side. You take your molding, just drape it over your vertical moldings, just like that. You want a little bit hanging over on each end. Approximately a ½ inch. That's why I said make your measurement 1 inch longer than what the outside edge of your casing is. You take your carpenter square, slide it over till you just about hit this edge where your molding and your casing face come together, and you put a mark. All right, that's your inside of your miter mark. Come to the other side, do the same thing. You're going to slide your template right over to that mark. Draw your template line right along there. Slide it over to the other side. Trace it out with your pencil. And again, a nice sharp pencil gives you a nice clean line. You start your cut on your face, flip it over and get that back side cut. Then what I do is I run my snipper right up this edge to get this lock area of the molding out of the way. If you try to go too far, too fast over that area, you do stand a chance of the product breaking or snapping away. So now just follow your line all the way up. If you need to do trimming later on, it's real easy to get to. Now on this part here, earlier when we were sliding down to the sill, you wanted to cut this part away. In this instance where you're doing your top molding, you want to leave that on because that's going to interlock your top molding to your side molding and keep everything nice and tight. Now the procedure for installation on this is you want to get this part locked under here first. By doing that, you take one finger in the back, hold this out, and kind of visually watch yourself slide it up till it locks into the lock, and bring your top over your molding on your side. Now this is a little tricky because you got to bring this down a little bit. Again, one finger in the back, that's help holding the lock towards the window. Find a spot, eyeball it till you see yourself under, then work it up slowly till you're locked in all the way. Take your finger, hook it, bring it up over your molding. Now you're in. Your molding is locked into place. Take your J channel, hook it on the back side of the molding, twist it up, and she's locked in. Fold your tabs down, nail it off. You don't really need that, 4 nails, more than enough. Again, don't drive them in tight. Now you have options here. I like having a square cut. People have asked me, can you miter this area? You can. I prefer a square cut in this area. So what I do after installation, I take my snippers, put it right on the edge of the molding, guide it right up the side as I close them. I get to the back side, I do an angle cut. Now, like I said, if you want, you can miter this up. I prefer to have more material covering. Do the same thing on the other side. Done. And that's what a real colonial casing should look like.